Noah Suemnick, I was trying to recall how long ago it was that we connected. Was it a year?
It's been a while. It's been over 6 months for sure, but yeah, lots happened since then.
Man, I think you reached out on Instagram. You're at the time it was Point Loma. You're the pickleball club. And we're like, yeah, sure, that'd be awesome. Let's connect because we do make shirts and jerseys and things like that. And it turned out you had much bigger aspirations than just a little club for your school. Now, for people who don't know, the name of the organization that you created is National Collegiate Pickleball Association, the NCPA, and that's been a real popular choice, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. It's turned some heads for sure. Couple big guys in the industry, but yeah, I mean, when deciding the name, it was just simply, it's like go big or go home. If you want to, we want to be, the overarching college pickleball league, right? So at that point, you can't have a name like, college pickleball league, of America. Like you gotta, yeah. So we landed on National Collegiate Pickleball Association, and yeah, it was yeah, we're definitely happy with the choice, but
that'd be our child for sure. But 22 years old, you started the club, and I guess the club started off really quicker than maybe you expected, and then you had these aspirations to do some stuff. I know that. Tell me about like the first tournament you put together, because I know your first one was mainly just colleges in the area, right there in San Diego, right?
Correct. Yeah. So when I started the club at Point Loma a while back, it was probably 2 years ago. It was just SDSU, USD, obviously Point Loma, UCSD, and we got, a lot of interest with those ones, so we kind of, word got around to like a couple schools in Arizona, like, hey, what's going on with this? Saw, SDSU post this, and it kind of expanded from there, so, yeah, honestly did not expect to, I guess, be on this trajectory and like have these goals that we have now. But yeah, I mean, wouldn't have it any other way for sure. So,
well, let's go back a little bit because I mean, you're 22, you're playing pickleball, and what, a couple years ago, the average age of a pickleballer was 65, maybe, right?
Yeah,
and so our son, we have a 22-year-old. And they play, but I mean, it sounds like it hit you guys. It seems like the wave is just hitting this part of the country now. So how did you get involved in pickleball? Did you play tennis?
So, no, I'm a soccer guy. So, okay. My mom played tennis. I played a little bit here and there, but nothing crazy. Yeah, I first started after COVID hit. I think that's the story with a lot of people, but not much to do. We're stuck inside. My friend was like, hey, let's go play some pickleball. I was like, what the heck is that? And then that was the origin story of pickleball for me. So
yeah.
No.
Well, so you just started playing, and then, I mean, it grew. That was one friend, and then, I mean, was it a college thing? What?
So this was just my buddy from high school. So we were stuck in our houses, so he was like, let's go play. And then after we were allowed back into, just to move back into our dorm rooms, I was like, dang, I got addicted to pickleball. I really love it. Why not bring pickleball to Point Loma? So
nice.
Made the club, and it honestly, the first year was horrible because no one showed up. We were definitely before the surge of pickleball and the younger age groups. But second year, which was last year, it blew up. We had it went from like 10 people to 100 people every Sunday, and it was just because it's pickleball
every Sunday.
100 people every Sunday, and then we had tournaments of over 100 people. So. Yeah, definitely a huge difference from the year prior, but I just love because pickleball brings people together, and we became the biggest club at Point Loma in the matter of 1 year. So yeah, it was cool to see that growth.
Awesome.
Well, I know that you're having, and the reason I even started off with the just reminding people of the name is because I know the name, you said it caught the attention of a few people in the industry. It also caught the attention of our friends at the NCAA because they are trying to claim some sort of name infringement or that. Actually, the quote, because you were real popular in papers in September. There was like 4 in a row, all with the same, pretty much same article. NCAA threatening to sue local pickleball promoter over the name of his organization. And the best quote of all of it from the NCAA, from them, or maybe it was their attorney, but the closeness of the names is likely to cause confusion and harm the public. I mean, you might actually harm the public.
Well, they also said it was unfair competition, and I was like, I haven't even held an event at this point. Like, it's crazy. Like, I mean, biggest thing is, you know, because we got the letter. My attorney was like, hey, I've got something for you. It's not the best news, and I was like, oh my god, like, because I played Division II soccer and. I played like in these NCAA tournaments, and I was like, whoa, how are these guys like, you know, sending this cease and desist and everything? So yeah, once the word got out, it turned to a positive note. Obviously, because like word spread, it honestly gave us credibility as well, just because, you know, we are trying to be something bigger than just like a small little, you know, tournament organizer. We went from just me to 10 people on our team, and yeah, it's just it turned around to be good. Obviously, the saying, all press is good press. So that I definitely learned firsthand, which is great. But
yeah, you got it. Yeah. It's funny, man. I saw this one article. It went from San Diego Union Trib to the Point Loma, I guess the OB Monthly, to Sportico, to Tech Dirt. All talking about the same thing, and quite honestly, most of the articles seem to have the same kind of tone. Is that, you know, really NCAA? This is really, you know, something that is causing you angst. I think we all know it's about, they probably say, hey, this is going to be, or they if they don't recognize how huge it is, I'm certain they do now. But it's money. Might be a money grab or a property grab, because they know every college in America is going to have this sport on campus.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah. I mean, that's why, pickleball just in general outside of college, there are so many little, like, tournament organizers or brands popping up. Everyone's trying to get, you know, a piece of pickleball. And it's, you know, eventually over time, it's going to, you know, not dilute, but it's going to concentrate into the, like, a sole forces for brands or stuff like that. So yeah, we're definitely in the Wild West for pickleball. It's been crazy, but yeah, I mean, that just goes to show you where pickleball can be. So that's the cool part.
Yeah, we saw that here, and we found out in a couple of ways. People aren't as interested in the professional pickleball as they will be, I'm sure, because once you watch it at that level, it's just, whoa, it's amazing. But when the MLP, you know, Major League Pickleball, and the Professional Pickleball Association, PPA, when they were at odds and all of a sudden looked like they were not going to merge, and there was this bidding war going back and forth, that's when you really saw, man, this thing is now, it's like you said, it is the Wild West, and people are trying to stake some claims and trying to consolidate, and it's really hard right now because, I mean, we're another example. We're a little brand. We're trying to make our mark out there. I mean, we're not trying to own the world or anything, but there might have been 2 when we started. Now there's 200. So it's everybody's out there.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting crazy, but yeah.
What is your favorite thing about pickleball now that you're officially a player and this is your business? What's your favorite thing about this crazy sport?
It's a good question. I mean, biggest thing with pickleball, which is why it's so big, is just the fact that, I mean, anyone can pick up a paddle and play. Like, you can be a 15-year-old kid playing with a 75-year-old and still have a great time. Like, that's the beauty of the sport. So, yeah, biggest thing, like, with kind of how we've structured the business, like, we run college and community events. Our biggest thing, we want to bring people together. We are college specific, but, yeah, it's pickleball. It's the beautiful game of pickleball. Everyone can play it. So, yeah, we try to pretty much bring as many people together as possible, whether that's sponsors, businesses, players of all ages. Like, yeah, it's a cool spot to be in for sure.
So you've got 10 people on your team. Like, who are they? Are they other
Yeah,
coaches?
so good question. So I've got 4 of my buddies from college that are working with me. Took a lot of convincing. They were like, dude, I don't know. And then they saw kind of, just pickleball as a whole, but then what we were trying to build in our space specifically. They were like, let's do this. There's something here. And then we've got graphic designer, social media manager. We've got somebody working sponsorships. That's big in the football world. So, yeah, got a very strong team of people that just kind of believe in what we're doing and the vision and the story and everything. And a big thing for us, like, a lot of what's happening in pickleball, people are just trying to, like, get in on it. Because there's money in it, right? A big thing about us, for us specifically, the college space, it's pretty untouched given the, obviously college is very delayed comparative to, all other age demographics. So when we look at college, a lot of these kids, me just having graduated college, we don't have any money. Like, it's a tough gig to, fly out across the nation to a tournament or fly or drive 10 hours to a regional. Like, it's a lot. So a lot of what we do, we raise money for these kids to help fly them out, to just fund their travel, to make sure that they can, because for a college kid, there's 4 years, right? There's only 4 years that they have in college. And, for the juniors and seniors, it's either now or never for them. And me just having missed it by a year, I wish someone had kind of, been able to pave the way for the top players at Point Loma to come out to an event and have over 50 colleges come together like that. That to me is just so exciting. And because I couldn't get that, I wanted to give that to, these other colleges. So, yeah, that's kind of the vision with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
We're very well aware of how broke our kids are in college.
Yeah, it's a tough gig.
So it's great that you're offering some help in that way. And you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, in pickleball, it's not organized by colleges yet, right? We don't.
Mm-hmm.
They're mostly rec, and I mean, eventually it'll get there. But in the meantime, let's not miss out on the opportunity.
Exactly.
Especially since I can only imagine I mean, John and I have been playing for years. Our kids won't pick up a paddle and get out there after, they haven't picked up a paddle in 6-8 months and still give us a run for our money. I'm like, so I'm excited to see the this age group getting into pickleball and see what it does to the sport, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, once there's an organized kind of, especially with like juniors and college kids, like, they're going to be they're the future of pickleball. So once that younger demographic buys in, it's gonna explode even more. So yeah, that's definitely what we're trying to do for the growth of the sport specifically.
Well, and I know that for your vision, you kind of had your first real proof of concept here recently with the tournament that you just hosted, a pretty big one. How did that go, and who was involved in that? Where was that one?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this was our first organized NCPA event. This was in California, San Diego specifically at the Hub. So yeah, we had about 180 players playing in these 12 different brackets over Saturday. And yeah, I mean, given it was our first event, we were very trying to set our expectations low because this is our first time actually like running an organized tournament and everything. New using our software, Pickleball Den, that we're using, and it turned out it went a lot better than we expected. A lot of positive feedback. Yeah, biggest thing for us, like, we now have proof of concept. We have content. It's not just words that we're kind of saying. Like, we've actually said, hey, we've run this event. And we also ran it at the Hub, which is where our March Nationals is going to be. So, yeah, it gives us a little bit more of that credibility to people that are like, whoa. Like, who's the NCPA? Like, who are these guys? So, yeah, all in all, it was a success for sure.
Well, and the reason that we're kind of excited too, being here in Texas and me being an A&M grad, Texas A&M grad, you have another tournament coming up on December 2nd and 3rd.
That's correct, yeah. So, we're going to Texas A&M. We're going to be playing there. They've got 28 courts. That one. So, yeah, with these events, college and community, so we've got obviously A&M, TCU, Baylor, UT, and just trying to get out, at least 3 or 4 of those colleges all to come together. It's like we want to have it be, and this is a fundraiser for funding these players. So pretty much like run the event the same way we would any other event, professionally run. It's, solid. People get a minimum of 4 games, but a player going in that's outside of college, like, okay, I'm playing in this event, getting a minimum of 4 games in a single bracket, and my money's going somewhere. So it's a properly run event, and my money's actually going back to, my hometown, my school. So, it's like an all-encapsulating kind of, business model that we kind of have with these tournaments. Very excited for it, though.
Yeah, so you're going to have, and just so clarify, because we're going to be helping you promote this thing, obviously. This is for students, this is for alumni, this is for people just in the community who might be in that community and who support the school. I mean, there's a lot of people in College Station, for instance, who love A&M, but they didn't attend A&M, but they would love to do it. So is sign up, is everybody eligible? I just want to clarify who's eligible.
Yes, so everyone's eligible. So because we're raising money for the college kids, so it's a $45 per bracket. The biggest thing is for the college kids, if I were playing, I'm a college kid at A&M, I can play in men's doubles, mixed doubles, men's singles. So for all of those, it's just $45. And then for the community coming in, that's when it's $45 a piece. You don't have to be an alumni of these schools. It's pretty much open to the public. Biggest thing, we're just bringing people together, open to everyone. So,
and how many people are you hoping to get there? I know that you've got you do dream big. So, what's the number?
Yep. So the number, we want to be conservative. So we're hoping to fill over 200 bracket spots with a minimum of 100 different players. So,
Uh-oh. I lost him.
I lost him too. No, are you there, buddy?
No, he's not. Text him. Uh-oh.
Oh, I just told him to leave and come back in, so. This is all editing opportunities here, hon.
Yeah, you got to make it more fun.
Yeah, you need to say something.
I am saying stuff. I'm the only one who's being.
What do you mean
personal.
I'm supposed to make it more fun?
We got to find some.
We're here to promote his tournament.
I know, but we also want. I mean, he's struggling a little bit, so like get him personal, talk personal.
Well, I don't know if you're going to say anything, so I'm just sitting there going, okay, we have to come up with another question.
I have been talking half the time.
Oh, honey, wait till we listen.
There we go.
Okay, no biggie.
The Wi-Fi is not good.
Well, that we have the same. It could have been ours too. We have the same issue. No biggie. But
Yeah.
You were saying you wanted to fill 200 brackets with over 100 players, and I know that for students, you pay $45. That covers your entry, no matter how many brackets you're in. And then for the community, you pay $45 per bracket, right?
Correct. Yeah. Exactly.
Now, are you going to play? Are you going to try to play as well?
That's a good question. I mean, California was very tempting, the event last week. Honestly, I haven't decided, because obviously we want the tournament to be run smoothly, so I've got one of my buddies coming down to help me run it. I'm going to say I got to fight the temptation and say I'm not going to be playing because I want to make sure, everything's run smoothly. But, I will be supporting from the side, cheering people on, so...
What kind of what level do you think you are? I mean, do you keep a duper score or have a rating?
I would self-rate myself. I have not played in a tournament, but I'd probably be a 4.0, I think.
Yeah.
I don't play consistently enough to, you know, because some days I'm a 3.5. I'm like average, not great. Some days I'm like, wow, I could go pro. This is crazy. But that doesn't happen often. But I mean, yeah, consistency is key with like everything, and I have no consistency with pickleball. So, yeah.
Well, that's the big thing that we're seeing right now, because we've got the PPA going on right here in our backyard right now, and then last week was the MLP. But boy, and then our Oktoberfest, we had a couple of pros come out, and that was the different. The pros played the top players in our league, or in our club, sorry, and it's just, that was the one difference, is that consistency. It's unreal to watch. I tried it this morning. I was like, okay, I'm tried some of the little tricks that I learned from watching the pros. And I looked pretty much like a pro this morning.
I love it.
There's something about watching it and then trying to emulate it.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy. Like when I watch some of these pros, it's just every shot is perfect. And like some of these rallies will go on for, over a minute straight, and they're just perfectly hitting back. It's like, it's crazy. The amount of patience that you need to play pickleball is pretty crazy, but...
That's what I'm saying. It's going to change, I think, a lot. I'm watching the players yesterday, and some of the more, I guess, well-known pros playing some that I didn't recognize, and a little bit younger. It's going to change the game quite a bit.
Yeah. There's a lot of younger pros getting signed and everything. So, I mean, it's cool to see. Like, this is just the beginning phases of kind of where pickleball could go. So. Yeah.
Now, have you played in an MLP format yet, with the team format?
I have not. I've seen events obviously run like it. It's interesting because there's so many different ways to run an event. We personally do pool play into single elimination. I think with the MLP format, it's like I like the, I guess, emphasis on team, and like both men and women come together and like their complete score happens. So I really like that aspect, but I think it's very important to have like mixed games, but also separate the two. So like with our March Nationals, we're gonna be having men's, women's mixed, but then having also we want to make sure it's separate. So separate awards for men's. The best college, separate for women's. I think that's very important, which because with pickleball, it's kind of an unorthodox sport in the sense of, when you look at other sports, there's not really like, mixed doubles, going on. Right? Yeah, so it's interesting to see, but I'm not opposed to it. I like it. I just think it's having both is pretty cool.
You know what? It's the one sport too that I think where almost the females are more exciting to watch than the men.
I think tennis is good too, because there's more rallies,
Yeah,
there's
more
rallies.
But, I mean, in pickleball, it's so fast, and then the cool thing is that you I guess that would be the same for tennis. I don't know. I never really liked tennis as much as I like pickleball, so it's more fun.
Wait, because you can see yourself, because in tennis, like, a lot more movement, it's a lot harder, so a lot more people can look at pickleball and visualize themselves on the court being like, I can do that. So, like, I think that's what's exciting, too, because people, they watch it, they get inspired, they're like, I can physically, it's possible that I can do this. Yeah. I'm gonna go play tomorrow morning. So, yeah, that's the cool part. It's people are, I think that's why it's so popular, too. People can visualize themselves watching these pros.
Yeah. Have you ever recorded a game? Yourself playing a game?
Of my, I don't have the confidence for that yet.
Yeah.
I need to dial in, and then I'll analyze my gameplay. But
let me tell you something. Like, it's so funny because we've done that to kind of go back and see who was right about like court positioning or who should have taken the shot, whatever. Just so we can get better, right? And. I swear, when I'm playing, I look like Anna Lee and John is Ben Johns, and then you watch your own video and you're like, I suck.
It's like
it
It looked so much more athletic when I was out there.
Yeah, like because I would watch soccer clips, and in my head I'm like, wow, I just feel like I'm so good, but then I see myself like I just get kind of cringed out sometimes. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why do you look like that? But I mean that's part of the growth. You got to put yourself and you got to judge yourself so you can grow. So, but
oh man. Let me tell you, 2 weeks ago, our club held their first MLP style tournament. It's going to be an annual thing, and there was 12 teams, and we did a draft and the whole thing. So it was really well run and well thought of. But I got drafted onto a team. Karen was an alternate, and she ended up getting to play too. But
awesome.
Talk about what these pros are dealing with. We're out there with friendlies. I mean, these are people we know, we play with all the time. But all of a sudden, you have people watching you, and there's a crowd, and people are filming you. And I swear to God, you would have thought, I had cottonmouth. Karen was like, had these every now and then where it's just like, oh my God, what are we doing? And people having to take a time out and deep breathe. It's like, man, what is going on? Because it was so nerve-wracking when you're out there.
It is.
But you got to do it. Like you said, push yourself and grow, because next time I won't be near as nervous, but I'll still be nervous. It was crazy.
Yeah, but I'm sure for kids it's a little bit different too. You don't have all of the insecurities that we bring to the table yet.
Yeah, I think just like you were saying, John, just anyone watching, when you know in the back of your head, like, I'm getting recorded, like, if I mess up, it's on, like, someone has it on their phone. Like, it's scary. I think that's for anyone. It's just like, you don't want to mess up. Like, I want to look really good when I play. So, yeah. It's nerve-wracking for sure.
It is. We had a nice little clip of Karen in the middle of a match where she and her partner kind of ran into each other. She's on the ground, and instead of, doing anything, picking up her paddle, she hits it back with her hand.
I hit an overhead, and then my paddle fell. So he's at the same time he's coming over to get the shot, and I'm reaching down to pick up the paddle. The ball comes, so I just hit it with my hand.
That's all you can do.
I was like not gonna give up. I was like, I'll hit it with whatever I can hit it with.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I can see, before we were like pretty much strictly PPA. Like, I love same kind of thing. You grew up watching tennis and all that. MLP really does bring a neat little break in the schedule too, and I think, like you said, separate the two. Maybe have an MLP event once or twice a year, but everything else kind of PPA. And I think it kind of gives you a chance for teamwork in a sport that doesn't really have a lot of teamwork. It's pretty much individualized. But,
it would be fun to have school. Your school is your team, so you pick. Come to the table
top
with
four, right?
Top four or top two. 8 players or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. We were huge fans of just pickleball the way it was until we did this MLP tournament. We're like, wow, this is a cool way to run things as well. Mm-hmm. It really did bond people together too. John's little foursome, they were the complete underdogs. It was hilarious because I think John was the tallest one by a whole head.
Oh wow!
and I'm not tall.
And the team that he had to play against in the finals was the shortest girl was John's height. So it was literally a David versus Goliath situation.
we won silver, so we were thrilled we got there.
That's awesome.
And that was the most nerve-wracking experience of my life because there was only 2 teams left, and we have to go out there, and we're thinking we're going to get humiliated, and it's all being live streamed right now on Instagram.
Let me ask you this now. Okay.
Yeah.
So serve-wise, like, are you a conservative server, or do you just want to smash it?
Oh.
That's a good question. So I started off in my career as a pickleballer. I would slam it as hard as I could. 50% of the time it'd go in, 50% it wouldn't. But the times it went in, usually we would get the point. And to me, that's a free point. So pretty much I got to the point where, people can now return, more than half of those serves. So if I'm hitting half into the net, probability wise, it's just not worth it at that point. So I've kind of let off the gas a little bit and tried to be more in control. But Yeah, I mean, I love just smashing it because when it goes in, it's wow. But that's very rare. So, there's a good balance. But
Well, they're saying, that because the serve is becoming a weapon, that's not pickable, and so there's consideration apparently for going to just drop shots. So you have to bounce the ball before you serve, which I think is interesting.
What?
But
Yeah.
hey, but like to your point, like
that's my game.
That's so funny.
Yeah, one of our buddies has got. I mean, he serves ball. Derek, I know you're listening. He serves so hard. He grunts after every serve.
His whole body is like flying in the air in this thing.
And if he hits it, I mean, you're not going to return it. But it's just that's.
I
say
can
he's probably
return
70% or something.
every one of them.
Karen's
I'm like
delicious.
a 98% return.
But
rate.
yeah, so they were saying that the intent of pickleball, and I think I heard this on. There's a really good podcast called King of the Court. If we're talking about other pickleball podcasts, and the intent was never for the serve to be a weapon. And so that's why they outlawed, like, what was it, the spin serve, the chainsaw, all the stuff. Because it's a wiffle ball, and a lot of guys who especially have ping pong backgrounds, you can make that ball move, man. You can do some funky stuff with it. So I do a backhand spin serve and does all right. It messes with people a little bit, but I gave up trying to just smash serve it for the very reason you're saying, because I just can't consistently put it in.
Well, if the ball goes out, it's over, right? So, or if it goes in the net, it's over.
Well, and you learn that in MLP. Not only do you, that's a point. I mean, in MLP rally scoring, you serve it in the net, you just lost a point. It's not even like you just go to the next server, so it's brutal.
Exactly.
What's your favorite shot in pickleball?
Oof.
Probably that.
So
is.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the serve is probably the best. But outside of the serve, I love it's the driving it down the line. So like I'm on the right side, I just drive it down the line because it's a tough shot to hit. Not a lot of people kind of see it, and usually people are right-handed. So if they're on the left side, they gotta put their arm all the way across. So yeah, a lot of tactics with that. But that I would say that's probably the favorite.
Your favorite, yeah. They say that's a low percentage shot, but if you can perfect it, and it sounds like you can place the ball pretty well, then it's a great tool to
Exactly.
as a go-to. I for one cannot. I'm not that accurate. It's a very low percentage shot for me. Can I do it sometimes? Absolutely, but very rare. But I think with pickleball, it's about layering. Like, you're layering on skills, and so like you can't just layer on a whole bunch at one time and do well at them. So in time, I'm sure that I'll become more consistent with it because I'll tell you some of the angles that the tennis players have in their arsenal. I did not have, but now I'm starting to pick it up, and it's just like adding a little layer at a time.
That's what 20 hours a week of pickleball will do for you.
Yep.
Hey, don't throw stones.
Now, we alluded to this a couple times too. I want to make sure we give this a little sunshine too. Is this the nationals? You've talked about your national championship that you're planning for March. Is that going to be back in Point Loma?
So this is going to be where we had the our last event. So this is at the Hub. That's quick summary of it. We've got 52 colleges coming out all around the nation.
It's incredible.
Yeah, minimum we're having 208 players out. That's 4 per college. We're inviting a maximum of 8, so 2 teams can be represented, 2 men, 2 women. So the way we do it, we kind of have like a mixed. It's that like pool play type format because I'm soccer guy, World Cup, big fan, obviously, as most of the world is. But I think it's a really cool kind of format to implement. And then at the end, we'll have the top 4 colleges playing that team style format. So but getting on a national broadcast as well, finalizing an exclusive deal with either CBS, ESPN, or Fight TV, and then we're excited for it. I mean, this has been planned for the past I'd say like over 8 months. So a lot of time has been put into this, but yeah, it's finally coming to fruition. We're getting colleges to finalize their flights, sign up their top 2 men, 2 women. So yeah, we're definitely excited for it.
You know what, Noah? I mean, when we met you, I don't even know when it was. What'd you say, a year ago or something like that?
At least 6 months
I mean,
ago
you
or
were in
something.
your
Yeah.
dorm, I think, right?
Yeah,
Weren't you?
this
And
was
I'm
in
like-
February.
But
yeah.
the very first conversation I had with you, I was like, this kid is like, he's incredible. You've got energy. You've got your passion. You're fearless. You've taken, lawyers or letter, whatever. You're fearless. I love that about you. I love it that you're pouring it all into my favorite sport, pickleball. But I mean,
I appreciate that.
I've really enjoyed getting to know you over however many months this has been, because and that's why you've got our support and whatever we can do to help you, because I love somebody who sees an opportunity, sees a gap, and just says, you know what, I want to fill that gap, and I'm going to make this thing happen no matter what. And that's what you've demonstrated to us. So
Yeah, well, Karen, I appreciate that. I mean, and I will say to you guys, there's very few people that will kind of get with, number one, this young guy who's kind of all talk, has not had, anything, but very few people will actually be like, hey, I believe in what you're doing. We're going to support you through it, and, we're going to do what we can to help you, make your vision come to fruition. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you to you guys, because there's very few people that, would, I guess, believe in an idea from this young college kid that's like in his dorm room with his roommates coming in and out of his room. So, yeah.
hey, you had it together, man. You were really impressive. I couldn't believe that. I mean, just the I don't know. It's like, I don't want to say it's fearless. Like, just fearless.
Well, it's a passion, and it's clearly not about trying to get rich. And that's kind of where we are too. It's like, this is a sport we love. We want to make it even better, and if that means exposing it to more people, or however, or branding it better, or just giving more opportunity. And I think that's great what you're doing, because you could tell. I mean, heck, we saw all these kids start showing up on the courts in our local courts. High schools are going to be next. They're going to have high school national championships.
Oh, yeah.
Figure. I mean, these kids are unbelievable out there. So I think you're on the right track, man. It's great to be along for part of the ride. And honestly, I can tell you, I know you've had maybe got crossways with a few people who are sending you nasty letters and all that, but we found some great partners in this industry as well that are just there's some really good people in pickleball industry too, who are in it because they love it, and we're going to be happy to connect you with those folks too, because you just never know. It takes a village to make this thing run, and it's
Yep.
You've got a great vision, and some of us can surely put some of our weight behind it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, because we're going to put a bunch of stuff in our in show notes, because we want to make sure people can get a hold of you. We're going to put on. Would you rather people reach out to you on Instagram? How is it best for people to get to you? Do they go to the website?
I'd say, yeah, website is, I mean, if they want to reach me, all the info's on the website, but my email, that's the easiest way. Yeah, register everything, that all the info on the events, how you register, contact info, social media, all of it's on our website. So that's kind of our baby. So yeah, when all else fails, the website, you'll find the answers you need on like who we are, contact info, all of that. Yeah.
Well, we're excited to have you in Texas here in a couple weeks, and John and I plan to. I think we're going to play and help you run, but I can do both.
I love it.
But I if I'm going to be there, I must play. I must see if we can.
Yeah, I mean it's
goal.
tough to resist. Yeah, I want you guys to win. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I mean, definitely excited to go to Texas. Obviously, this will be our first event in Texas, so it'll be reoccurring at A&M. So yeah, excited that you guys are going to be part of the very first one. So
I can't tell you how cool it is that my alma mater would be the site of this. That's just serendipitous. Have you ever been there? Have you ever visited A&M?
yeah, so it's been a while. It's been like 5 years, but this was when I was considering, schools to go play soccer at and everything.
Okay.
But yeah, beautiful campus. Love it.
it's monster. It's just a monster.
It
It's
is,
huge.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, that'll be great. It'll be a great venue for it, and we're looking forward to it, man.
You know what? Let me ask you a question. One question. Sorry. Does soccer have? Do they have mixed play in soccer?
So that's the thing. It's like same with basketball or stuff like that. There really isn't. Like there's
Yeah,
co-ed type.
Yeah.
Like you could play indoor leagues. It's so different because guys tend, like especially with soccer, they tend to be faster, and there's also the guys don't want to like hurt the girl, so it's just they don't play at their top level.
Right.
Girl, I guess it's fun to do it, but when it's a organized tournament and a competition, it'd be tough to merge the two. Yeah.
Well, that's another beautiful thing about pickleball.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
awesome. So, we've got a couple weeks. We're gonna give it all the muscle we can to hopefully fill this tournament, raise some money to get those kids to nationals.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, appreciate you guys getting on board with this. I mean, yeah, should be a really fun event, but the cause as well. That's what we're in it for, raising money for these college kids. So, yeah, glad you guys are in for the ride.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy the weekend out there in beautiful San Diego, and we'll talk to you again soon, buddy.
Hey, that sounds good. I appreciate it.
All right.
Alrighty. Bye.